Good evening. I'm still reporting on the seizure of a Venezuelan oil tanker by President Trump. In a bold move that sent oil prices surging, the United States seized a large crude oil tanker off Venezuela's coast on Wednesday. President Donald Trump announced President Donald Trump announced during a White House roundtable. The operation marks the most aggressive action yet in Trump's escalating pressure campaign against Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, whose regime faces fresh U.S. sanctions and military posturing. We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large, the largest one ever seized, actually, close quote, Trump said, adding cryptically, and other things are happening. So you'll be seeing that later. The announcement, made amid discussions on luxury visas, caught markets off guard. Brent crude futures jumped 0.4% to 62.21 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate rose 0.4% to 58.46 a barrel, reflecting supply disruption fears. The tanker, identified as the Skipper by maritime tracking firm Kepler, departed Venezuelan's main oil port of San Jose between December 4th and 5th, loaded with heavy crude from state-owned Petrolas de Venezuela, previously sanctioned in 2022 as the ADISA for alleged ties to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Hezbollah. The 20-year-old vessel had sailed under other names, including the Toya in 2005. It was bound for Cuba, a key Maduro ally reliant on discounted Venezuelan oil amid U.S. embargoes. Three U.S. officials speaking anonymously confirmed the Coast Guard led interdiction in international waters with no resistance from crew and no casualties. Attorney General Pam Bondi echoed Trump on X, stating the FBI, Homeland Security investigations, and Coast Guard, supported by the Pentagon, executed a seizure warrant for a tanker transporting sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. Video footage shared by Bondi showed soldiers rappelling from helicopters onto the deck, armed with long guns. The seizure escalates Trump's maximum pressure strategy, including a $50 million bounty for Maduro's arrest, announced last month, and 22 recent strikes on Caribbean drug boats. It follows Treasury sanctions on 47 Venezuelan officials and $187 million in U.S. accounts tied to narco bribery schemes. Trump has labeled Maduro's government a narco-terrorist state, threatening a full blockade if he doesn't step down. Maduro, speaking at a rally commemorating the 19th century battle, ignored the seizure but rallied against U.S. imperialism. Analysts like Rory Johnson of Commodity Context called it a geopolitical headwind hammering supply, noting Venezuela's discounted crude to China faces growing Russian-Iranian competition. Chevron's limited PDVSA operators approved under Biden now risk fallout. The Skipper will be towed to a U.S. port for unloading, per officials, with its cargo potentially redirected to domestic refineries because Venezuelan oil is not nearly pure enough to be labeled as American oil. So it has to be re-refined. This is the first known tanker seizure since Trump's military buildup began in August, signaling no off-ramps in the standoff. As Istanbul peace talks falter, the move could ignite broader regional tensions or force Maduro's hand. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day.